Good morning, walkers, and welcome back to Innsbruck. We are starting off this morning's walk on the Inn River. That blue color is from the glacial runoff. And it is early October, 10:30 in the morning. Ooh, I forgot the Celsius already. 12 degrees Celsius, 54 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. And we are going to continue on a walk we did earlier. We've shifted a bit because I had to go get a coffee. And this is the Hofburg Palace, I believe. And we are going to cross over here and go to the Hofgarten and make our way up to an old wooden bridge that I remember from 30 years ago, 25 years ago. My name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide, your co-discoverer. I say travel guide, but really it's more the other two. I have some facts and figures and it's just interesting tidbits, but really I'm just finding my way around with you guys and showing you stuff that I find. So off to the right here is a cathedral, and then next to that is the Imperial Palace. I think is a summer palace. Oh good, the horse and carriages are showing up. And we sort of walked through there earlier. We didn't go inside, but we did walk through the courtyard, which was beautiful. And then we're gonna make our way over to the Hofgarten, which is a big park, which is beautiful right now. Great time to see it in the morning. I love all these vines on the walls here. It's got to play havoc with maintaining the building, but it sure is pretty. This orange or yellow building up ahead is the Landestheater, and to the right is the music hall. See if I can bust ahead of this tour group. Off to the left here it's called the Congress Innsbruck, and it's really an event center, what we would call a convention center maybe. Oh yeah, I missed it. It's all right, I didn't get the light anyway. These beautiful flowers, still in October, they've got flowers blooming. Kind of blows my mind a bit. That's the palace right there, all in white. I'm just gonna cross because I don't want to wait for the light. In the summer, I believe, this whole road is lined with horse and carriage. And you can hire them, take a ride, and explore the city. We're gonna go in here. I love all these mature trees. It's like an umbrella and shade of green and natural cooling, fresh air, all that stuff. We came and did a day trip to Innsbruck with our kids in 2017 and spent a fair amount of time in this playground over here. I don't really like to film kids, other people's children, so we're not really gonna film that up close or anything. But I can tell you a little bit that this garden was started in the 1500s and then updated in the 1700s and quite a bit ever since. this time of year especially, with the varying colors and the light coming in the morning, probably in the evening too, just beautiful. And despite all these sycamores, look how just massive the canopy of this, I think it's a sycamore, stretches out. It's probably got a diameter of 80 feet, I don't know, 25 meters, roughly. Even with the kids screaming and squealing and have a good time, the sound is softened. Of course, you've got the mountains stretching up in the distance. Poke our heads in here. I'm not sure what this is. Probably an old concert space or ballroom. Very cool. And then over here are a bunch of benches lined up like there's a stage to view something. I'm not sure about that. Love seeing the leaves flutter down. Little pond. Yoga class out in the park there. Very cool. Little families out with their kinder. Hello. It's a gentleman feeding the crows walnuts. It's pretty interesting. The Inn River is off to our left somewhere. We will find our way back to that, I believe. Better check the map. I think I'm going the wrong way. Sorry about that. That happens sometimes when I'm your co-discoverer. This old building right next to the modern one. There's a lot of that here. I like it. I like the electric minivan, or at least the hybrid minivan. Look at all these wonderful colors. I don't know if you can see the white bits on the peaks up there, but there's a series of funicular and cable car and etc. that'll take you up to the top. Of that ridge. So we're on the Rennweg right now. That's the name of the street. We're gonna, oh geez. I don't know if I can pronounce this one, but we're gonna go down this street. It's the Searchen-Talerstrasse. You can see it over there. I mean no disrespect in my pronunciation, but a lot of times I do lack the knowledge. This reminds me of an area of Paris. Excuse me. When I first started this channel, 2017, we were traveling full time for a year in Europe, and in Paris, I had my pocket picked in the metro. and I had to get some stuff shipped to me, some cards, replacement cards. Luckily I didn't lose any money. Well, I lost 10 euros, something like that. And I had to take this bus out to this way far, because we were staying at an Airbnb, and they had to take this, they couldn't deliver it for some reason. I had to go out to this hub way out in the middle of nowhere. Seemed like it, but they had all these kind of big buildings and wide, quiet streets. It was actually kind of a neat adventure, other than the huge hassle of not having my cards and all sorts of stuff like that. I love everyone out on bikes, just commuting, right? So they've designed, their cities have evolved, I guess, not so much designed, evolved from foot traffic, and they've built cars in a lot, but everything's still pretty compact and close together. So why would you take a car on these tiny little roads with zero parking when you could just ride your bike? I think in the States, in most places, we tend to think of bike riding as recreation rather than commuting. This street, absolutely gorgeous, is Kaiserjägerstraße, which I believe means not king, but Emperor Hunter Street. Kaiser is derived from Caesar, similarly to Tsar, and Jaeger is hunter, I think. I have to wonder what it's like here in winter. It must be gorgeous. Karl-Schoener-Straße. It's an international multimedia. A lot of young people. Makes me think it's a school of some sort. Academy, Bundeshandelsakademie, Bundeshandelsschule. I don't know what that means. do love that. Love it. Martin Luther Platz. Not Martin Luther King. The original Martin Luther. And this off to the right is Richard Wagner Strasse. Okay, let's go down this way because it's so pretty. Again, I love mature trees in a city. It's just something. It just changes it. Makes everybody feel relaxed and calm and cool. It cleans the air. Softens the sounds. When I came to Europe the first time in the 1990s, there's a specific smell of these cities that stuck with me, primarily diesel and secondarily urine. But you don't smell that anymore. I don't. And, well, the urine, but the diesel smell is gone. The exhaust smell is, every once in a while you get around a big truck and you'll smell it, but the cars are so much cleaner, the air is so much cleaner, or at least it seems cleaner. And so I give kudos. We were crossing the street yesterday and I made some jest, some jape that, sorry, I laugh at myself sometimes. I listened to all the noise from all the electric bikes and cars, because there were a bunch of electric bikes going by, and it was like a Prius or something. And it was completely silent. It was awesome. That place. Now, I also think there's been, or there was for a while, I don't know if it's still there, this movement to force electric vehicles to have an artificial sound so that people would be warned, especially visually impaired people, of their presence. I'm not sure I buy into that. I think most blind people or visually impaired people that are out, and correct me if I'm wrong, please, because I'm not speaking from any experience, but people have already been deprioritized with the speed at which cars move around our cities. And so I feel like they've already adapted to a dangerous environment. And while I'm all for supporting them and their needs and making accommodations, I'm not sure that adding additional sounds are necessary. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. Please speak up gently, because I'm well intentioned here. We are walking down Schumannstrasse, and I'm looking for a specific bridge. I think it's down here. Nope. The Hans-Psenner Bridge is what I'm looking for. It's down here. Lots of solar panels here that I'm noticing. There we go. This is one of my memories from long ago, is crossing this bridge in the rain. I think we took the funicular up from the other side. Definitely have to be aware of bicycles. The Franz Greiter Promenade. Ooh, an Alpen Zoo. Love this. Look down, I think that is the funicular down there going over the river. Oh, look at all these colors, guys. I hope it comes through in the video. I'm shooting with something called Pro Mode, DJ Log or Cine D or something like that. Anyway, it tones down the highlights and brings up the lowlights in order to get more dynamic range, and that means there's not quite as much contrast, and I have to go in and fix that, or adjust it, not fix it, in post. And a lot of information you probably don't really care about, but the result is I try to get the colors to really pop the way they do when I'm looking at them. You've got, looks like they've added some places to put these love locks that have sprung up all over the place. First time I saw them were in Paris. Wave. Looking back towards the Altstadt, the old town. Love it. Excuse me. So I don't know if you guys, people in cities might have this in the US, but this little slot there, sometimes it's wider, and I didn't know what it was for the longest time until I finally saw somebody walking their bike up. It makes a ton of sense. Hans-Psenner-Steg. Look at that view, huh? Okay, I know this is a short one, but I think I'm going to wrap this one up because it's basically highway on the right over here. And I just love this bridge. Brings back such great memories. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the peaceful, relaxing walk we had this morning in Innsbruck. Hope you had a nice little treadmill workout if that's your thing, or exercise for fitness, that sort of thing. Or if you just here to watch and relax, I hope you enjoyed that as well and got that from it. Oh, look at that thing. Huh. It's an interesting looking tram that looks like it might be part of a funicular. Anyway, from this old wooden bridge across the Inn River in Innsbruck, Austria. Thanks so much for joining us today. We will see you again very soon. Until then, keep on stepping.